Esau and Jacob. Many years after, Jacob was asked by his mother to go to her brother, Laban. But Laban is a shrewd businessman. If it is in Nigeria, they use a word for him, wayo. Wayo businessman. Hello. Now, for those who are watching online, you don't understand the word wayo. Wayo is a colloquial word used in Nigeria that has something to do with fraudulent. So, fraudulent businessman. Hello. Hello. Someone that is not trustworthy. You can't trust his words. He will say, do this. Tomorrow he will say, do this. Hello. Another word we use here in Nigeria is called Connie. Hello. So, in case you don't understand, it's the same thing. Someone who does business in a fraudulent way. Untrustworthy. Someone who cannot be trusted. His words can't be trusted in business. Now, a person like Laban, you can't get anything from him. So the fear of Isaac was what compelled Laban to submit to the terms of Jacob. Now, before we begin to talk about that much, let's understand who Isaac was. Isaac was the son of Abraham, the promised seed. Abraham in his days was a wealthy man, but he was not the wealthiest. Hello? He was not the wealthiest. In fact, things were difficult for Abraham at some point. He ran to Egypt. In Egypt, the king took his wife and paid bride price. But God appeared and helped Abraham to rescue his wife and judged the king, that is Pharaoh. When Abraham was living, the Bible says he left with gold and silver. Yet it was not the richest. Take note. Now, Abraham grew to become very rich, yet was not the richest. He now moved to another place called Philistia. Philistia presently is somewhere around Gaza. Hello. Gaza, Rafah, close to Egypt. In those days, Philistia. Now, the people there in Gaza, they are Arabs, so they are not the ancient Philistia. Hello. They are not ancient tribes. You can't find them. It's just the DNA you can find, mostly the Hebrews. You can find some of them, their DNA. Hello. The Persians, you can find some of them, their DNA in Iran. The Arabs, their Asian tribe, you can find them. But Philistia, you can't find them. Hello. The ancient Gazans in those days, Gats, Gazian, and all that came out from that area, Philistia, Ashdod, and so on and so forth, the giants that once reigned, of which one of them was called Goliath. You don't find them again. That gene has gone. Hello. So, away from that. Now, Abraham dwelt in a region called Gerar in Philistia. And the king over the land was Abimelech. And in those days, Abraham, entering Gerar, told his wife again, pretend that you are my sister. Abimelech took her to marry her. And then God came judge Abimelech. Abimelech shouted, he said, no, it's in the innocence of my heart. You find that in Genesis chapter 20. In the innocence of my heart, I did what I did. After the man said, he's his sister. She's his sister. And she said, he's his brother. So, is it my fault? God said, and moreover, I have not touched her. God said, yes, I prevented you from touching her. That woman is a prophet's wife. Restore her, and then I will heal you, and I will heal your people, and I will bless you. And then Abimelech called Abraham and asked him, why do you do this kind of thing to us? Why? What have we done to you? We gave you land to dwell. Your cattle are here. Everything is here. Why will you set us up with God to destroy us? Abraham said, because, in verse 13, he said, because I thought the fear of God is not in this place. What will you expect from me? I thought fear of God is not here. It's not everywhere you have fear of God. People don't fear God. So I thought fear of God is not here. He said, no, we fear God. We are not like Sodom and Gomorrah. Because it was not too long Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed. That is in previous chapter, chapter 19. Then chapter 20. And then what happened? Now, what am I trying to say? Now, Isaac was born in Gerar. As Abraham moved in his journey, he's in Philistia. In Gerar, Abraham settled. And there he gave birth to Isaac. So Isaac grew up in Gerar. When he got to the time when his father died, the wells his father opened there were closed by the Philistines. And not only that, that same famine that happened when Abraham was in the regions of Canaan and that made him to travel to Egypt, now also happened in the regions of Philistia. So you find that in Genesis chapter 26. And Isaac was tempted to go to Egypt the way his father also went to Egypt. Please open it now. 26 verse 1. Isaac was tempted to go to Egypt the way his father also in those days was tempted to go to Egypt, and he went. But before he went to the king of Philistia, Abimelech, and then consulted with him. Then in the process, God spoke to Isaac. You can be going down. You can be going down. And God spoke to Isaac and said to Isaac, dwell in the land. And Isaac dwelt in the land. Hello. He dwelt in the regions of what? Philistia. Someone say Philistia. In a city called Gerar. Now the same thing that happened in the days of Abraham happened to Isaac. Isaac, while living in that land, also told his wife, pretend to be my sister. Hello. Abimelech one day came and opened window and saw Isaac and his wife having conjugal, activities. He nodded his head. I'm like father, like son. That is how his father in those days told us that it was his sister. He too, you are doing the same thing. And then he sent for Isaac. I said, you, instead of you to tell us that she's your wife, you are telling us she's your sister. You think I didn't see you? I was passing one evening, taking care of my country. I was hearing sounds, so I opened your window gradually. Not these days, it's always laughing. Not these days that we have sophisticated window. They don't have sophisticated window. Hello. That is why you must control the sound. Someone will hear. So it was here whether they are fighting or you don't know, but he just had to check first whether it's fight or what. When he checked, he did like this. You see, like father, like son. That's how his father told us to. My sister, him to not come. My sister. Brother and sister. Isaac. And Isaac said, I don't want to die for her. That's why I told her. I said, you are a beautiful woman. Don't let me die for you. I don't know where this concept came. I will die for you. I'll die. Biblical men don't die for their wives or their husband. They live for them. I don't know where that concept came from. The woman we're asking the man, can you die for me? It's not biblical. To even say that to your husband, that means, are you planning to kill him? Eh? Biblical men, they live. They live for their... Okay, go back to, what do you call it? Genesis chapter 26. Let's clear this concept now. If you are following Abraham and following Isaac, then speak the way they spoke. Please go back. Go to verse 7. Okay, that is okay. That is okay. The man of the place asked him of his wife. He said, she's my sister. He feared to say she's my wife, lest he, the man of the place, should kill me for Rebekah. Should kill me for Rebekah because she was fair to look upon, meaning too beautiful to look upon. Go on. It came to pass, when he had been there a long time, that Abimelech, king of the Philistines, I told you now, look out at the window. I've told you this story. And so, and behold, Isaac was spotting. That is the word that was used. That is what happened, conjugal fight. Let me put it that way. With Rebekah, his wife. Go on, verse 9. Spotting, yes. That is how they put it. So, most of the words have metamorphosed over time. Today now, spotting can be seen from a different perspective. But in those days, spotting, meaning